excited about the fact that we could the community and the hospitality industry in town here could roll right through the RNC into this event. I mean, they specifically mentioned this. So, yeah, it's sort of like the Baird Center had a big debut. Milwaukee was on the national and international stage. So, they're trying to capture the momentum that they have from the RNC in this new building.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, $456 million expansion 6 weeks after the RNC, just to have meeting planners in from across the country. And it really shows that the right move was to add more natural light in a marquee outdoor space at the Baird Center. When you go onto that observation deck, it's kind of like, whoa. Like, if you're in a meeting all day, you're able to get outside, you're able to see the entire city and really get the idea of, hey, the size and scale of downtown Milwaukee, and hopefully then say, wow, I want to bring my next convention to downtown. So it's good to see that the Baird Center's convention, or their expansion plans, are indeed working. Next up, Harley-Davidson's DEI walkback, and what a local influencer, not a local influencer, a national influencer did to spur what Harley had to say about its DEI initiatives. This is The Upswing. You're listening to WTMJ.
Welcome to another episode of Analysis, man.
From Bucks superstar Giannis.
And then I'm going to Chris at the time.
What did Coach mean? What do you...
And even Green Bay QB Jordan Love. There's only one call for these conversations.
I've never been in a Lambo, and I have to, right? What is this Lambo league?
Tune in to the Thanalysis Show, presented by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. Find it today on Apple, Spotify, and anywhere you get podcasts.
Hey, it's a Family Fish Fry Friday. WTMJ's John Mercure here. Don't pay $16 or more. Your Mind Chef restaurant fish fry is $4.99. Seriously, the three-piece dine-in fish fry is $4.99. Add $2, and it's all you can eat for only $6.99. And the best Friday dining value anywhere is Big Fun. Sip on an old-fashioned, a Manhattan, a bourbon, a glass of wine, an ice-cold beer with your $4.99 fish fry. A kid's menu that starts at $3.99. Whoa! That's incredible value. Those kids will love that world-class game room set aside for the dining area. You finish up your dinner. They have safe fun in the game room. Wherever you live, it's worth the drive for your $4.99 Mind Chef fish fry. Desserts are always buy one, get one free. Get there early. Serving starts at 11 a.m. The Mind Chef in downtown Hartford and just off the highway in Oshkosh. One of my favorite places. Visit mindchefrestaurant.com.
Wait now or wait a little longer. You may have just increased your lifetime income by tens of thousands of dollars. That's how Social Security can work for you. The longer you wait, the more money you may get. Deciding when to start taking your Social Security benefits is one of the most important retirement decisions you'll make. Our team at Drake & Associates can show you the options and help make the right decision for your situation. You spent decades paying in. Optimize what comes out. Drake & Associates can help you squeeze every penny out of your Social Security benefits. Claim your free retirement-ready toolkit that has guides on Social Security. To get our complimentary toolkit, call or text SS to 414-409-9982. That's calling or texting SS to 414-409-9982.
Investment advisory services provided by Drake & Associates, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Insurance products are offered through a separate company, Loft Financial Advisory Group, LLC, a Wisconsin insurance agency. Clients are under no obligation to purchase any recommended insurance products.
Don't think twice. Call Geis.
Since 1955, Geis has been the trusted garage authority in Wisconsin. Hey, don't let a busted garage door get you down. Call my friends at Geis today. With brands like CHI and LiftMaster, they have doors for every budget. They'll even build custom designs to meet your exact needs. For swift and reliable garage repair solutions, go to GeisDoors.com. You can also visit their amazing showroom in Brookfield featuring hundreds of doors and openers and their custom design room.
Don't think twice. Call Geis.
Welcome back to The Upswing. I'm Jeff Sherman, joined by Rich Kirchen from the Milwaukee Business Journal today. Fast and furious business headlines. A big thank you to the 262 fan alerting us that the YouTube stream is down. We've corrected that, or YouTube has corrected it. It should be up and running again. So if you're watching live, all systems are a go. One system that isn't totally a go, Milwaukee-based Harley-Davidson has faced some criticism, Rich, led by a conservative social media influencer, Robbie Starbuck. He's gone after a bunch of companies nationally about their DEI initiatives. What has Harley-Davidson done, and kind of what impact could that have on their future?
Well, so Robbie Starbuck, who's in the Nashville area, he's got about 500,000 followers on Twitter and or YouTube. Sort of has an outside influence, it seems, on he's taken up the anti-diversity, equity, inclusion campaign. And Harley was the third company that he targeted. Started with Tractor Supply and John Deere, and they quickly dropped their DEI programs. Most of these programs are internal programs based on the company's human resources practices, looking to attract, recruit, retain more minority employees and promote within. Harley-Davidson was again his third target, and within, I don't know, it's 3 or 4 weeks of when he started, he posted a video on YouTube that did get about 2 million views. The story got picked up by Fox News. There were some interviews, I think, on Fox with Harley riders at the Sturgis get-together in South Dakota. People very upset about when they heard about the company's DEI practices, and Harley did, somewhat surprisingly, I thought, because it just seemed sudden, announced that they were essentially dropping their whole DEI policy, which again involved both in terms of recruiting employees, but then also training programs, internal groups. A lot of large corporations will have minority employee groups just for people to network, LGBTQ, and then also minority supplier programs. Harley said, first of all, that they had already dropped their diversity officer position, but then they were getting rid of everything else.
So what does this say to potential employees? I mean, the recruitment and retention world that we all live in is pretty, it's getting more and more challenging. Is there going to be an impact on the culture of the company, and then for employees looking at Harley, hey, is this a place I want to go work?
Well, the companies like Harley that have walked back their DEI programs say their goal. I mean, it's always been the goal to hire the best people and the right people for their openings and promote again into the executive ranks. What message does it send? Obviously, there's no specific goal of recruiting minorities or making employees who are LGBTQ more comfortable in the workplace.
What are you hearing from reaction from other CEOs and HR leaders around the area?
I did reach out to about a dozen larger employers in Southeast Wisconsin that have been very promoting their DEI programs, and only heard back from about half of them, which was maybe a sign of they don't even want to go there. The 6 I did hear back from all said, we are keeping our programs. We're proud of them. We're happy with them. Also reached out to the Metropolitan Milwaukee Association of Commerce, which has a multi-year DEI initiative, voluntary, but about 130 companies are participating. They said about 40% of the employment base in MMAC membership. They're going to continue their program. They're going to tweak it some, but it's companies that are been again networking with each other, trying to do best practices for DEI.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to keep an eye on. There's other companies, as you mentioned, John Deere, Tractor Supply Company. I saw something on Ford Motor Company, Lowe's, Brown-Forman, which is the maker of Jack Daniels. So, the influencers going after other companies, and we'll be interesting to see how other companies react in the future. When we come back, we are going to talk Irish Fest, concert tickets, and a new cafe opening up in downtown Milwaukee. WTMJ News Time is 10:30. ABC News and local headlines are next.
ABC News, I'm Dave Packer. 31-year-old NHL superstar and Columbus Blue Jacket forward Johnny Gaudreau and his brother Matthew killed after being struck by a car while cycling last night in southern New Jersey. That driver suspected of being under the influence at the time of the collision. ABC's Morgan Norwood has more.
According to the police affidavit, the trooper who interviewed Higgins on the scene, smelled a strong odor of alcohol, right? But also, apparently Higgins told that officer that he consumed 5 to 6 beers before getting behind the wheel.
Higgins is charged with 2 counts of death by auto. Ukraine's defense minister at the Pentagon this hour trying to convince the U.S. to lift restrictions on striking inside Russia using Western-made weapons. This as Ukrainian authorities report Russian bombs hit a residential building, leaving 5 people, including a 14-year-old girl, dead and more than 40 people injured in Ukraine's northeastern city of Kharkiv. This is ABC News.
Citing in limited WTMJ News Time 1031, a 24-year-old man charged in the shooting death of his grandmother. Sean Couture of Waukesha allegedly shot 74-year-old Nancy Lovejoy 6 times in their Waukesha home after she found a gun he'd bought and they got into an argument about it. A Milwaukee man will spend decades in prison for the death of his child. A judge sentenced Romuald Moy to 47.5 years in prison after he pled guilty to the charges in the death of 12-year-old Jakari Robinson, who was malnourished. His decomposing body found last October at a home near 39th and Elmhurst. A planned return for the Wisconsin Comic Convention is now off. The organization posting on Facebook the November event was canceled due to unforeseen circumstances, personnel changes, and external factors. Refund options will soon be made public. Time for some news about your money in the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Mixed bag on Wall Street right now. The Dow is down 51 points, 41,283. The Nasdaq is up just 16, 17,531. S&P 500 down just a fraction, 5,591. Get an honest opinion of where you are financially and where you're headed. Work with a fee-only fiduciary. Start at annexwealth.com. Taking a look at the roads now with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver traffic. Again, no delays to report this hour. Typical drive times. 94 east from Highway 16 to the zoo, a typical 10-minute drive. 41 southbound Highway Q to the zoo, about 14 minutes. And 43 south Brown Deer Road to the Marquette Interchange, take you about 10 minutes this morning. Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Mostly cloudy, humid today with a high of 81. Should clear up tonight with an overnight low of 64. Sunny, warmer, a little drier tomorrow, a high of 83. Sunny, breezy, even cooler on Sunday, high 74. Labor Day, sunny, cool, high of 73. And Tuesday, mostly sunny, high of 75. Right now, Madison's at 72. It's 75 in Green Bay and 74 in Milwaukee. I'm Connie Weber, citing Unlimited WTMJ News Time, 1033.
November 21st, 2021, the Waukesha Christmas Parade attack, a holiday celebration turned deadly. Darrell Brooks drove his SUV into the Waukesha crowd, targeting as many people as possible. Brooks injured dozens and killed 6, including an 8-year-old child. It never should have happened. Just days earlier, Brooks was arrested for trying to run over his girlfriend, but he was released on just $1,000 bail. Senator Tammy Baldwin voted against increased funding for pretrial detention of violent criminals like Darrell Brooks, making it easier for these criminals to terrorize our communities. Call Senator Baldwin, 608-264-5338. Urge her to support S3919, the Keep Violent Criminals Off Our Streets Act. Because violent criminals belong behind bars. Paid for by One Nation, www.onenationamerica.org.
Gene Miller here for my friends at Hometown Windows and Doors. Still loving retirement and still loving the energy-efficient windows and patio doors Hometown installed a few years ago. They keep my utility bills in line during hot summer months and add equity to my home all year long. Contact Hometown for a no-pressure in-home consultation or check out their home show-style New Berlin showroom featuring national brand names like Pella, Marvin, and Anderson. That's Hometown with an E for your every window and door need. HometownWindows.com.
Need to hire quality candidates fast? You need Indeed. Our video interview tool makes it easy and effortless to meet with candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Welcome back to the Friday Upswing Business Headlines with Rich Kirchen, senior reporter at the Milwaukee Business Journal. Commerce and community. Next three stories we're going over. Irish Fest attendance numbers are in, Rich. What do you know about Irish Fest? It was a little rainy during Irish Fest this year, wasn't it?
Well, yeah. Drew Dawson on our staff wrote the story, but made the reference to the weather was like Ireland, but that's not what you want for Irish Fest. So,
that is true.
So the rain, they felt like the rain definitely held down their attendance, and they were down about 20% from last year. So after the previous couple of years, they had been up, and they were hoping that trend would continue this year. So a little bit of a step back.
Okay. All right. Well, other creative ways to continue to drive revenue and sponsorship. They got the entire off season to look at that, as all festivals on Milwaukee's beautiful lakefront do. Vivarium is a new club on Milwaukee's east side owned by the Pabst Theater Group. They have some early returns in. What do you know here, Rich? 450 capacity at this club, right?
Yeah, it replaced, they had the Collectivo back room a few blocks away on Prospect for a number of years. So Pabst Theater Group wanted to have another smaller venue available, one that they controlled, and it opened earlier this year. And they're saying that so far, very good. That they put on a lot of shows there, and attendance has been strong. And they're anticipating lots and lots of bookings the balance of the year.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like a good niche for some of the the touring bands that aren't super big, that maybe couldn't sell 1,000 or 2,000 seats at a little larger venue, to have an up close and intimate experience. Also, I mean, just looking at ticket prices, what was the last concert you saw? What was the last ticket you bought for a concert?
The last ticket I bought? Well,
dollars and cents.
There were a couple this spring. One was at the Vivarium.
Okay.
A band called Luna. I'm sure everybody out there enjoys some Luna. Sort of a 90s band that was touring again. And but again, for that kind of show, I think it was about $50. Okay. So pretty reasonable.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously a cheaper ticket price than going to see something at a much larger venue, the amphitheater, a Fiserv Forum. I'm looking at what we paid to see Keith Urban, got Founders Club tickets through a secondary source. Great seats, came with 3 drinks and admission to Summerfest, but we paid $184 to get into that show. It was amazing. I loved it. But it's cool to see a smaller venue. I'm just looking at their schedule here. There's a local hip-hop act there tonight, a timeless night. Tickets are only $10 to get in. So it gives that kind of that easy ticket price approach to see a variety of different acts. Speaking of ticket prices, tonight the Badgers play Western Michigan in Madison, 8 p.m. kickoff. You can get in tonight. What do you think the lowest price I'm seeing on Ticketmaster is?
Well, I know only because you told me before we went on the air, so please do share.
All right, $5 to sit in Section BB, which is up top, row 32. So $5 is the lowest price, gets you into Camp Randall tonight. So you enjoy college football. I know it's not a marquee Big Ten matchup, but you can get in, see some good college football for $5 tonight. All right, what do you know about 90s 2K Cafe coming to downtown Milwaukee? I think this ties in to what we were talking about before, the increased convention business in downtown Milwaukee. Convention goers want a variety of things to do after the convention closes. And one of those things, when you're in a convention town, you want a place to go and dance. I think you do,
speak
Rich.
for yourself, Jeff. I want to go somewhere and snap my fingers anyway. And apparently the 90s 2K Cafe on King Drive, right, a block to the east of Fiserv Forum, is opening up. And if you're feeling nostalgic for the 90s, that's what they're looking at. So I mean, it's sort of fun. They're having fun with it. They're going to have some landline phones on display.
Nice.
What else did they say here? They're going to have some CDs, VHS tapes, I don't know if they're going to actually be playing VHS tapes, but yeah, a lot of 90s references. But then, yeah, the 90s music, they're going to have a DJ booth. And, the first thing a lot of people think of is Nirvana or that, sort of grunge sounds, which was certainly part of the 90s. But helping Linda Spice on our staff, who was writing the story, I looked up the top 100 songs of the 90s, and as far as singles, it's a lot of dance music. Janet Jackson was still in there. I mean, Whitney Houston, it's easy to forget. Hip hop crossover stuff that was popular.
And it's still that stuff is reemerging and really popular again on TikTok and with younger generation. So you get that cross-generational mix at these type of places. Jake and his brother Seth are the co-owners. They used to own Have a Nice Day Cafe and Sweet in the same space. Also used to be a place called the Pub Club. So most recently, I think it was Howl at the Moon was at this space, which was one of those dueling piano bars, which also was opened to take a portion of that convention crowd and that downtown goer crowd. So it'll be interesting to see how they do, but I think it's definitely a trend that convention goers and just kind of the downtown party crowd is looking for. It opens next weekend in downtown Milwaukee. Coming up next, new housing in Pleasant Prairie and an update on Microsoft's big plans advancing. And is it advocating for a rate hike in electric rates? This is the Upswing, joined by Rich Kirchen, senior reporter at the Milwaukee Business Journal.
Do you remember that electric moment when you suddenly realized that she was the one?
The one you were going to love forever.
The one you'd been waiting your whole life to meet.
She is the one.
The one.
Now it's time to find the one engagement ring that sparkles like she does.
Come to Kessler's Diamonds. We have a collection of incredibly special diamond engagement rings called the One Collection.
You need one special engagement ring for the one woman you will ever love.
Kessler's Diamonds is the one jewelry store where you can find the One Collection.
And Kessler's is the one store that offers the world-famous, no excuses, no fine print, lifetime warranty on every diamond engagement ring we sell.
We have the freedom to do this for you because Kessler's Diamonds is the one diamond store owned by its employees.
The One Collection starts at just $550.
Welcome to Kessler's.
Find the Kessler's nearest you at KesslersDiamonds.com.
Siding Unlimited named the best window installers, not just here, but in the whole USA. Get the best. Siding Unlimited, 3-time winner as America's best window installer. For windows, you call Siding Unlimited first and directly. SidingUnlimited.com.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
This is Chief Anti-Procrastination Officer Brian Wickert. Most homeowners and home shoppers have heard the Federal Reserve will cut rates by 0.25% in mid-September. Well, I have great news. When it comes to mortgage rates, it's like the cut has already happened. That's how markets work, and it means there's no reason to wait to either start or resume your home search because most 30-year fixed-rate loan scenarios will now have a rate and APR that starts with the number 6 instead of 7-point-something. The already lower mortgage rates also mean the refi window of opportunity is open for folks who bought their homes earlier this year or late last year with a rate in the mid to high 7s. If you can save $1,000 a year in payments and spend less than that in refi loan cost, do it. AccuNet can also typically offer a genuine no loan cost refi, which makes lowering your payment a genuine no-brainer. Don't wait. Click on the blue button today for a no-pressure refi checkup or to get started with your rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval. That's ACCUNET.com.
Debbie Loziga here for Kohler Services. If you need a bath or shower remodel, turn to Kohler Services. Family owned for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer providing care for life. This month only, get 0 interest financing for 12 months and a free shower door with your Luxtone shower remodel. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote with fast professional installation always included. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
The Labor Day sale is on at your local running store. Get savings store-wide on all your favorite home, farm, and outdoor gear for fall. Prepare for the hunt with a full line of decoys, ammo, and firearms. Get the jobs you need done with screws from Big Timber and Milwaukee Tools. Get 20% off on Carhartt denim pants and save on a full lineup of clothing and footwear. Pets are always welcome at Runnings. Get savings on the best foods from Nutrisource, Victor, and Hill Science Diet. Runnings now with 80 locations. Go to Runnings.com for a store near you.
Welcome back to the Upswing. I'm Jeff Sherman, joined by Rich Kirchen, senior reporter at the Milwaukee Business Journal. Rich, a little update in Pleasant Prairie. I want to get your insights and analysis on Microsoft's big plan advancing in Pleasant Prairie, and it's advocating for a rate hike with We Energies. How are those two tied together, and what impact could it have on us as consumers?
Yeah, well, the Mount Pleasant government just approved. Microsoft wants to. They're already underway with basically been approved for their first 2 of 3 data centers, and they just recently this week got approval for starting to move the dirt. They don't have a detailed plan yet for the 3rd data center. So it's hard to visualize or understand how big this is, but data centers, it's going to be a huge campus, $3 billion or more invested. They are huge users of energy. And here's the connection to the rates that we're paying We Energies for gas and electric. We Energies has a rate increase case right now before the Public Service Commission, and Microsoft just recently filed what's called testimony with the PSC in support of the rate increase, saying We Energies needs more money to build more infrastructure because of big projects, including, Microsoft is the biggest of the big.
Right.
Once the thing is up and running, it's going to be about 1/6 of all the power used in the We Energies footprint. So there's going to be future projects that also have to be funded to increase the electric supply, so to speak.
So the larger benefit is then, hey, the rate hike could help increase opportunity for more businesses and
more jobs,
all the runoff businesses from Microsoft.
More income tax revenue, more property tax revenue. And I did talk to Tom Content from the Citizens Utility Board. It's a consumer advocacy group. And he said, part of what Microsoft is saying is they'll pay their own way. Like if We Energies builds new lines or new connections for their plant, they'll pay for that. But again, the consumer advocates will be watching this very closely to make sure that you and I and Joe's Grocery on the corner don't have to pay for it.
Right. So Microsoft still needs village approval for the detailed site and architectural plans before it can receive building permit to move the entire project forward. New housing in Pleasant Prairie, a national developer looking at some new high-end developments there.
Yeah, 700 apartment units, high end is what they're saying. Yeah. Average rent about $1,800 a month, which puts it on the higher side of things. And that's that one is still it's a proposal still pending. There still might be some adjustments made, but that's on top of there's just a lot of new residential development, both single family and multifamily in Pleasant Prairie.
Yeah, and like a lot of these new housing development announcements, developers saying that the project probably isn't 100% feasible without substantial assistance from the village. So that's something to keep an eye on for sure.
Yeah.
All right, when we come back, where do the Packers fall in the new Forbes list of the most valuable NFL franchises? This is The Upswing, and you're listening to WTMJ.
Hot dog, get your hot dogs here. Hot and fresh hot dogs.
Hot diggity dog, it's baseball season. Wisconsin's Afternoon News has partnered up with Vienna Beef to bring you Brewers Ticket Tuesday.
Tune in every Tuesday during the 3 o'clock hour for your chance to win a pair of tickets for an upcoming Tuesday home game for the Milwaukee Brewers.
Nothing says summer like a hot dog in baseball, and we've got both on Wisconsin's Afternoon News.
On the home of the Brewers, WTMJ.
Hi, this is WTMJ's Jeff Sherman with a few words about my good friends at Horicon Bank. For more than 125 years, Horicon Bank has built a foundation of beneficial relationships with their customers. Now serving the greater Milwaukee area with branches in Wauwatosa, right there at the Mayfair Collection. That's my hometown, Wauwatosa. New Berlin, Menominee Falls, and Grafton. Horicon Bank is eternally linked to the growth and prosperity of the families and businesses in the community. Together, doing good. That's Horicon Bank's vision for all of your commercial and personal banking needs. Horicon Bank truly is the natural choice. Member FDIC.
This is Senior Real Estate Advisor Jean Nemovitz from Bruce's team. Does the thought of moving and downsizing from your longtime home with all its cherished memories overwhelm you? Please join Bruce's team at our free Moving in the Right Direction seminar, September 10th at Burner Botanical Gardens. Doors open at 8:30 and the seminar starts at 9. Register for our free seminar at brucesteam.com or call 262-242-6177 and let us take you from overwhelmed to I can do this.
Annex Wealth Management. Investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning from a fee-only fiduciary. Forget commission sales pitches and financial products you don't need. Know the difference. Annex provides elite, comprehensive financial planning customized to who you are and what you need. AnnexWealth.com.
Loyalty, family. Few things are more important. This is WTMJ Steve Scafidi. Yet another strong storm rolled through Oak Creek in South Milwaukee, causing actual damage at my house. Thankfully, I knew exactly what to do. I called my friends Jeff and Jake at Loyal Family Renovations, and Jeff came by to assess the damage. If your home has suffered storm damage, don't leave it up to the out-of-towners. Loyal Family is family-owned, and the loyalty belongs to their customers. Contact them today for a free damage inspection, and they'll help make your home remodeling dreams a reality. LoyalFamilyRenovations.com.
Hey, Wisconsin, it's construction season, and the Wisconsin DOT wants to help you safely navigate work zones in your area. Check 511wi.gov or download the free 511 app to see current road work, closures, detours, and camera views on your route. Wherever your travels take you, know before you go with 511wi.gov. That's 511wi.gov. And remember, know before you go. Always park the phone while driving. Sponsored by the Wisconsin DOT.
Outdoor living is great, but it's best when it's at your own home. Well, there's a company called Outdoor Living Unlimited that will build you a deck, a patio, pergola, fire pit, all manner of things to enhance outdoor living at your place, even an outdoor kitchen. Get started right away. Contact Outdoor Living Unlimited now. Get your yard project onto Outdoor Living Unlimited's calendar while there's still openings. OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
Time for a quick look at your coffee and how much it costs. It's the Upswing's Coffee Index.
Welcome back to the Upswing. We started off with gas prices. Let's end the show. Where'd you get your morning coffee? How much did it set you back? How convenient was it to walk in, walk out? Rich, I stopped at the, I love the Colectivo right across from the Milwaukee Public Market. Drove by, sat in my car, used the app to order my 12-ounce, half regular, half decaf, a little splash of cream. $2.93. Walked in, avoided the lines, walked back, and came to the studio. How about you? What are you paying for coffee these days?
Well, Jeff, I also went to a Colectivo, but I did it old school.
Okay.
I actually got out of my car and walked in.
All right.
I did pay with a card, not cash.
Okay.
Which is, still sort of old school. But yeah, it was a Colectivo just for a small black was $2.70 plus tax. And then I bought for my friend. I'm a big
that's a very
spender.
nice thing to do.
He got a medium for $2.99, so that seems like it's probably the better value.
Yeah. Doing the 12, I usually do the 16 ounce. I just knew I'd probably get a refill here, so I went the 12 ounce route. But yeah, doing that 16 ounce route is usually a better value at most places. So noted, duly noted. Another thing that's noted: Packers valuation. Where did the Packers jump on the new Forbes list for most valuable NFL franchises, Rich?
Well, we all know the Packers are the very most valuable franchise in the universe.
Indeed, yes.
But according to Forbes, they are the 13th most valuable, which is an improvement from last year when they were 20th. And if you wanted to buy the Packers right now, if they were available, it would cost you about $5.6 billion, which is about $1 billion more than a year ago, according to Forbes.
Wow. All right. And this year, the league leading team valuation-wise, I mean, I think it's an easy one to guess, right?
The Cowboys, $10.1 billion. The good news is the Bears are only a little bit ahead of the Packers at $6.4 billion.
That's right. Number 9 at the Bears. And then after the Bears, the Washington Commanders coming in at number 10 at $6.3 billion. One thing that will be interesting, looking into the future of valuations for all teams is now that the NFL has cleared up opportunity for private equity groups to buy portions of a team. I mean, valuations have got to continue to soar.
They're just gonna next year, assuming that the NFL does allow private equity ownership, the valuations. I mean, could easily double. It's going to be crazy.
And having more resources, I think you're going to find the salary escalation continue to grow as well.
Right. Yeah. If private equity owners start buying teams, the amount of money that Jordan Love is making now will seem like small change.
All right. On a final note, the United Way yesterday, the United Way of Greater Milwaukee and Waukesha County aims to raise how much this year in their annual community campaign?
$57.5 million.
$57.5 million budgeted. They look to increase that over their $57 million from last year, which was their target. Last year's goal was unchanged from 2022. The nonprofit group yesterday launched the campaign during an event held at the atrium of Fiserv Forum. Just a couple quick notes in terms of what United Way does with some of their key initiatives. Safe and stable housing they looking to end family homelessness, reducing barriers to employment and advancement, Tequity, which promotes digital equity and inclusion and intends to provide more than 50,000 computers to people who need them by 2017. And then their fourth initiative for this upcoming year is Teen Mental Awareness, empowering minds which seek to elevate the mental wellness of 21,000 high school students by the year 2030. Always good work done by the good people at United Way of Greater Milwaukee and Waukesha County. Rich Kirchen, I appreciate your time this morning. Have a wonderful Labor Day weekend.
You too, sir.
All right, coming up next, Wisconsin's Midday News, the Brewers doubleheader. We'll see you Tuesday.
Relaxed with a cold beverage and a great Friday fish fry in an up north supper club atmosphere right here at the historic Fox and Hound Supper Club near Holy Hill. WTMJ's John Mercure here for one of my favorite spots. The fish fry is all